Alright, good morning. We're going to do 11 for today, which is inequalities. Remember at the top of the page, whatever TEK it is, that is the one that you go check on your tracker and determine which one to do. If you're remote, then remember I've already sent an announcement out on what y'all are doing. So for my face-to-face kids, this is telling you where to go on your tracker. Okay, so with inequalities, remember, always make you use your L's. Your correct L is your left hand. Squeeze it down. That's your less than sign. So this is a less than or equal to. This is greater. Less, greater. Okay, so if it is less than, then that means you're going to shade below the line. If it is greater than, that means you're going to shade above. And then remember, if it doesn't have a line, that means it's dashed. If it does have a line, then that's telling you to make it a solid line as well. When you're graphing these, remember your M is always your slope and your B is always your y-intercept. Now, whenever you're doing these, you can graph y equals an equation, and it will give you what that is. You just have to know if it's shading above, below, or if it's dotted or solid. Okay, so when we look at this, our M, our first number beside the X, so whatever number is beside the X, is telling us what our slope is. So our slope is 2, which means we're going to go up 2 and to the right 1. Or we could go the opposite, down 2 and to the left 1. Okay. And then whatever number is at the end, remember, is your starting amount. That is your y-intercept, your initial amount, starting amount. So my B equals -5, which is 0, -5. So I always want to start there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then from here, my slope is up 2 over 1. So I'm just going to go up 2 over 1. Okay, now this is a dashed line, so I'm just going to put lines through all of those dots. Next, I need to determine if it's greater than or less than. So if I do my L's, my correct L is my left hand, that's less than, so that means I need a greater than. So what I do is, if it's greater than, that means I go above the line. So I go to my line and draw an arrow up for greater than. And that lets me know that anything above the line, remember you don't touch the line, but anything above it would be what my answer is. Now, realistically, on your EOC test, you do not have to graph these, but you do have to look at your answer choices. So what I would do if this is mine, I would graph y equals 2x minus 5. I would change it, remember long click, to a dashed line. And then I'm going to go convert it to a table, so it puts points out here. So I can see what these points are and determine if I need more points, I can type them in. If I need less points, if I keep going, it's going to keep putting points out here. So I can click on them and do it. Then the only thing you have to remember, okay, am I going above the line or below the line? Okay. And again, you can change it from here as well. So just make it look as much like the answer choices that you can. Alright, now on the next one, this is probably one of the harder questions on the EOC test. We have to have it set up as y equals mx plus b. So that means this y has to go to the other side, and this x is on the wrong side. It has to go over here. Now, just as an inequality, anytime you go across it, you do the opposite. So if this is a positive 6, it's going to turn to negative 6y. Less than or equal to, this was a negative, so now it's going to be positive 4x minus 54. Okay, now we're going to divide to get rid of the negative 6. However, remember, when you divide by negative, you have to flip your inequality. Okay, if you divide by negative, must flip. Okay, so you flip your sign. So we're going to get y now is greater than or equal to, and then I can leave it like this, or I can go type those into Desmos and see what they reduce to. Okay, so if I type in 4 divided by negative 6, nope, that's not 4. 4 divided by negative 6, I know that that's going to be negative 2/3, so negative 2/3 x, and then negative 54 divided by negative 6 is going to give me a positive 9, so plus 9. Okay, so this time you have to work out a couple of things before you go and graph it. Otherwise, it's not going to graph correctly. Okay? Alright, so from here, we know that our slope is negative 2/3 because it's in front of the x. And our b is our y-intercept, which is 9. Okay, so again, I could just go graph this equation. So y equals negative 2/3 x plus 9. That would allow me to eliminate a bunch of answer choices. I'm going to leave it as a line because it has the equal to sign underneath it. I can convert this to a table if I need some points. Okay, so it'll show me some points. And then I'd have to determine if it's going above the line or below the line. Okay, so to graph this one by hand, I'm going to start at my y-intercept, which is 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then my slope is negative 2/3, so down 2 over 3. Down 2 over 3. Down 2 over 3. And then this is going to be a solid line, so I'm going to connect them all. And then I need to determine if I'm going above or below. So because this is greater than, remember I go to my line, anywhere on my line, and I draw my arrow up. So now, because this is a solid line, I can get on the line, and then I shade everything above it. Okay? Alright, now this is what it will look like on your EOC test. Okay? Test taking strategy. As soon as you see that this is going to be a dashed line, go mark off all of your solid answer choices so you don't accidentally pick it. Okay? So then what I'm going to do is go graph this in Desmos. And remember I have to do y equals and then 5x minus 3. It's going to be dashed, so I'm going to go ahead and make this one dashed. So it crosses down at negative 3. So I'm going to see which these lines look the same. So negative 3 and negative 3. The only difference is knowing if it goes above the line or below it. Well, because this is greater than, I would go to my y-intercept or anywhere on the line really and draw my arrow up. So it should be shaded up here, so you can mark that one off. If I go up here, this part is shaded, so D would be my correct answer. Alright, so again, 50-50 chance is a lot better than just a 25% chance. So mark off the ones that you know can't be your answer. Alright, that's all we have for today. So that's your review over inequalities. Again, that is 8.3D, so go look at your tracker if you're face-to-face and see which one you need to complete. Alright, hope y'all have a great day. Thank you.